Good evening, and thanks to those of you tuning in tonight, and thank you to Channel 14 and the Hamilton Spectator for handling this event. I'm here tonight having knocked on thousands of doors throughout the riding of Hamilton Centre, hearing from and speaking with residents that are so frustrated because they work so hard. They're following all of the rules, but they feel that they are getting farther and farther behind. They feel forgotten by our current government. The Liberals said that they would help us. Instead, they introduced a carbon tax, which is not reducing emissions. It is only making life more expensive for families and small businesses. I recently met a retired couple, seniors still living in the family home. They said, Monica, as the result of a carbon tax, we choose between heating and eating because we simply can't afford both. Or the young mother that can't afford to turn on her heat now in the winter. Residents are asking themselves, do I eat, feed my children, or heat my home? I have been a public servant throughout my legal career, including right here at the City of Hamilton. I've had the opportunity to work with residents and small business owners when drafting the city's bylaws. Small business owners create jobs and are the vital backbone to our community. I work to cut unnecessary regulation and remove outdated policies. When you work hard, the government should help you and not stand in your way. While the Liberals and the NDP would rather spend your money, the Conservatives know money is best spent by you. We believe that you know what is most important for you and your family. This is why we're going to leave more money in your pocket and ensure you get ahead. Thank you.
Given what's at stake this federal election, I think a lot about my time back on City Council. I think about the people that I met, and I think about their stories. I think about the single mom struggling for 2 jobs just to get by and raise her family, while the cost of rent continues to rise and her wages stay low. I think about the seniors who worked for decades to put aside their benefits and pensions only to see them stolen in retirement by greedy corporations declaring bankruptcy while the government stands by and does nothing. I think about my son. And I think about his entire generation who are about to inherit catastrophic climate change unless we make a significant and radical shift in our economy in order to save the planet. And over the next hour or so, you will hear directly from my colleagues and I about the platforms and plans from our respective parties for Hamilton Centre. And some might suggest that the future of our government programs and services are best left up to the private sector, to big businesses and big developers. In fact, they might even suggest the best role the government can play is in a private and public partnerships, or P3s as they're called. But what they really mean is private companies and big developers profiting off of taxpayer-owned public properties. As a New Democrat, I don't believe that government is just some game of let's make a deal. So I'd like to ask the viewers tonight to pay close attention to see what each candidate is in this for. Because the only deal that I'm interested in making is a new Democratic New Deal for the people. And the only people that I'm in this for are you, my friends and my neighbors who live alongside me right here in Hamilton Centre. Tonight, I'm honored to share my hopes of a more caring and compassionate Canada, one that defends the environment and doesn't leave our seniors and our workers and all of our residents here in Hamilton Centre further behind. A Canada where we take care of each other by extending our health care from head to toe and ensuring that everybody has a safe and dignified, affordable place to live. Thank you.
Thank you very much. First, I just want to acknowledge and state our respect for our Indigenous peoples as we meet on their ancestral lands. As a former parliamentary assistant, I have a long-standing interest and experience in political life. As an immigration lawyer, I helped many people from some of the most difficult situations in the world find refuge and freedom in Canada. As a prosecutor, I had direct responsibility for a new program specifically designed to protect the victims of domestic violence and spousal abuse. As a community builder, I have worked on a number of projects to see Hamilton, and specifically its urban core, realize its downtown and waterfront potential. In the last 4 years, our Liberal government has worked hard on a progressive agenda to reverse a decade of conservative cuts that devastated middle-class families and ignored the poor and marginalized in our society. The Liberal government has raised the guaranteed income supplement for seniors, introduced the Canada Child Benefits, and lowered taxes for over 9 million middle-class Canadians. The Liberal government has created over 1 million new jobs with fully 75% of them full-time. We introduced the first ever National Poverty Reduction Strategy, and for the first time ever, we put a price on pollution. We have important issues to address here in the heart of Hamilton: affordable housing, climate change, poverty reduction, good middle-class jobs, caring for our seniors and our children, and protecting our steelworkers. We have accomplished much together, but much more needs to be done. I'm asking for your vote so that together we can continue moving the great city of Hamilton forward.
Hi, I'm Jason Lopez, and I'm the Green Party candidate for Hamilton Center. I've lived in Hamilton all my life, the son of immigrant parents from Colombia. When my father emigrated here almost 50 years ago, he chose Canada because it's the best country in the world. And he came to Hamilton because this was the place where you could get a good quality manufacturing job with benefits, buy an affordable home, and raise a family. But now in 2019, I find myself thinking about my own family. Will my young children grow up to have full-time jobs? Or will they be like many today, mired in precarious employment, not knowing where their next paycheck is going to come from? Will they be able to afford their own home? Or will that be a dream that's forever out of their reach? Will they have access to quality post-secondary education without the burden of crushing student debt? But most of all, I worry about the breakdown of our climate. And I worry about the planet that they will inherit when they're my age. The Liberal government has had 4 years to do a serious reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. Yet today, Canada is the #1 per capita greenhouse gas emitter in the world of the G20 nations. And greenhouse gases are going up again. The Green Party is the only party, and I stress this, the only party committed to the 50% reduction target stated by the IPCC. We've been advocating for serious climate action since 1983, and it permeates every aspect of our platform. The time to be blinded is over. We need serious leadership. It's time to take action. It's time to vote green.
This federal election, like no other in recent times, provides Canadians with a viable option about which leader is most outfitted to manage Canada's present-day challenges, such as uncontrolled immigration, in a fair-minded and competent manner. For those who refuse to appreciate the efforts of immigration on Canada's economy, infrastructure, and housing, Bernier is committed to debate and confront the topic, while others will contract it. The PPC value bases individual freedom, personal responsibility, fairness, and respect serve as the building blocks to formulate policies and programs both locally and on the global stage. As a PPC candidate for Hamilton Centre, I'm a Canadian-born resident with Italian ancestry, and I've witnessed the transformation of Hamilton's demographics for more than 4 decades. I hold a master's degree in global studies from McMaster University with a focus on immigration, which speaks of my detailed understanding of important issues such as population movement, environment, and economic pressures. Viewed another way is the awareness of the interconnected age and how this age of interconnectedness influences local communities like Hamilton. I have garnered more than 10 years of research experience with a social, environmental, and natural science background, including fieldwork in a developing context. My research assignments include the extensive examination of the current health crisis in Grassy Narrows and the critical examination of the relation between migration and infectious diseases. Together with the PPC's 4 guiding principles and my ability to analyze issues via a multi-factor approach fosters responsible governance that benefits all Canadians equally.